Thanks to our sponsor, Dundeal.ie, we bring you Business Bites, the best bits of that great business show served up in individual servings.
Dundeal Motors is home to Ireland's largest range of new and premium used cars. That's why you'll find cars from Mercedes-Benz, Audi and BMW dealerships on Dundeal. Are you looking for a 7-seater to accommodate your growing family? Maybe you're after a luxury saloon to make a statement. We have the car for you. You'll also find Ireland's largest range of electric cars to help you make the switch. Visit Dundeal.ie today to start the search for your next car.
From episode 123, here's Sarah Naylor of Beauty Business in a Box, teaching young women and men the fundamentals of running a business and, of course, making some money. I was talking during the week to Sheena Dunn, founder of Siest Sleep, who joined us on episode 113. Her magic pillow can fix many, many sleep issues, including back, hip and knee pains. And I know because it has helped me. During our chat, Sheena told me that I had to have Sarah Naylor on the podcast. Sarah, I am told, is a one-woman nuclear power station running her own business, a beauty business in a box, aimed at helping young women make their own money. And most recently, Sarah has been anointed president of the Dublin branch of Network Ireland. Sarah is a qualified teacher with qualifications in digital marketing, innovation, creativity, leadership, hairdressing and beauty therapy. Wow. Sarah Naylor is also in studio with me. Sarah Naylor, welcome to That Great Business Show.
Thank you for having me, Conal. I'm really delighted to be here.
I love people like you. Is there anything else that you could actually fit in, as well as a bit of networking, beauty in a box, all of the stuff that you do? You keep busy. And I've only just learnt this now. You wrote a book.
Yes.
And you've done a famous pivot. Where do we start? Talk to me about the beauty in a box, because I love this idea. You are getting young girls to make money.
Absolutely. I help to teach teenagers. My tagline is I teach bored, broke teenagers the practical skills in hair and beauty and help them build their beauty business in the box. So it all stemmed from me having 2 bored, broke teenagers at home. I was initially trying to help women who were stuck at home and put on Zoom. So I created the book Salon Style at Home to teach them how to do their own hair and makeup for free during lockdown to try and make themselves presentable on Zoom. And then I realised that there was a whole gap in the market with regards to teenagers. So I started helping the bored, broke teenagers find a way to earn their own money and build their own side hustle or beauty business on the side. I also teach for the ETB, so the local schools. I go into communities and teach marginalised women and girls.
ETB, Education Training Board.
Yeah, so I work for them in Clondalkin. So I teach girls that want to become full-time hairdressers and full-time beauticians. They come to me there, or out in the community with Southside Partnership. I go out to marginalised communities and teach them the basics from self-grooming to self-care to self-worth, self-confidence, all the way up to teaching them a skill where they can actually make some money and make a difference to their own lives and the lives of their families.
So how do you keep busy?
I know, yeah. How do I relax? I do Pilates.
Now, you mentioned the broke teenagers, but you also told me how much money these broke teenagers can make.
Yes, absolutely. Look, it's like everything. The more you put in, the more you get out. So just recently I was teaching a young 14-year-old boy who has
it's not
mastered...
just girls.
Oh, absolutely no. No, absolutely not. And this young lad has mastered the art of lashes, and he does it from home. He's bought his own shed, he's set it up, and he's turning over €800 a week.
We should say eyelashes. We're not whipping anybody's bottom.
Oh, no, absolutely. Yeah, sorry, eyelash extensions, yeah.
800 quid. Yeah. Now, listen, that's
after
a chunk of change.
It is, absolutely. And it's after school, and it all ties in. 14 years of age, yeah. But he has a hunger and he has a drive and he has a passion.
How much is your best student making?
One of them before Christmas was turning over 2,500 a week doing nails.
How many hours?
Oh, that was like definitely doing 50, 60 hours a week. Like,
okay, well, that person's not at school or in college or anything.
No, well, that was on she's 19. Yeah, so that's her full-time business now.
100,000.
Yeah, as a one
And that's
woman
gross
band.
now, because we
yes,
did
that's
this-
turnover. Yeah, so that doesn't include her costs.
So net, what kind of money can you make out of this?
So-
I'm thinking of going to
I
this
know,
myself.
yeah, and you know something, everybody is, but everything comes at a cost. So for somebody to do a set of nails, it's costing them just for their product €8. For somebody to do a set of eyelash extensions, it's costing them for their product €10. That doesn't take into account their electricity, and most of them are working from their home. They're working from a shed in the back garden, so it doesn't take into consideration those costs. But if they're charging between 35 and €50 for their treatments, they're definitely turning over 75% in profit.
Fantastic.
Yeah, it's
Where do I
amazing.
apply?
Beautybusinessinthebox.ie or the Sarah Naylor Academy.
And that is your business, because
Yes.
you are the trainer of these people,
Yes,
which
absolutely.
is great. So how many, kids is a kind of a loaded term. How many of these young people do you get through?
So this week I've 45 new students starting.
Get away.
Yeah. So this week I was working for an ETB in Sallynoggin College of Further Education. So I was teaching the full-time students there as part of my business. So they brought me in as a workshop to teach them how to do eyelashes and brow lamination, which is another. So my courses are accredited, and so they'll get my accreditation on top of the qualifications that they get from their further education course also. So I had 15 of them, and then on Friday and Saturday I've 2 new cohorts coming in, 15 per cohort, from nail students and lash students, and they range from 14 to 21
So
in age.
you're doing almost a 7-day week, are you?
No, I don't actually.
But you just said Saturday.
Oh, so yes, but I take Sunday off. But I do a lot of work on the outside with regards to my social media. Like, I'm very prevalent on that, and I post every day. So I do a lot of that from home, and then in-person training I do 3 times a week.
And what do
4
you
times a
do
week.
on social media?
TikTok is my favourite space at the moment.
And what are you doing? Showing people how to do the nails or whatever?
I speak to the bored broke teenagers, so I talk to them about what they can do to make their own money. And it doesn't have to be doing lashes or nails. I talk to them about how to get a babysitting job or how to get a dog walking job and things like that, to try and inspire them to take responsibility for themselves and get out and do something.
That so much. You are talking to the most converted person ever about that, because I think that's where it starts.
Yes.
And then what really cheesed me off is when we were not allowed, our kids were not allowed to work. I worked since I was 12. And
I'm 6. I was 6.
enjoyed it.
Yeah.
Loved it.
Yeah. My mum had her own restaurant in Parkgate Street, and I'm from O'Devney Gardens, which were flat complex in Dublin 7. So it wasn't the best environment to grow up, and not the best environment to be allowed walking the streets on. So my mum had us in washing dishes and serving tables from the age of 6, and it was what kept us on the right track. Yeah, absolutely.
You could probably hardly look over the table at that age.
I was in my skill uniform most days after school, serving tables and washing dishes.
So what could my kids do to earn those extra quids now? I always love finding out what's the latest thing.
Well, at the moment, they all want to learn these practical skills. So, like, the girls are looking to be lash technicians and brow artists and makeup artists and that kind of thing. And then what I'm noticing is they all want to do this drop shipping, where they want to have a clothing brand where they don't actually have to have their hands on the stock, or they want to be affiliate marketers, or they want to be content creators. And it's all amazing, but they don't realise the work that needs to go in the background, that they can't be overnight millionaires.
I don't remember which episode it is, but if they listen back to that great business show, the Digifly episode is where I first heard all about, in detail, drop shipping and all the rest. Mm-hmm. And it is a great idea.
Absolutely.
If it works. Mm-hmm. But the guy who was doing it, he had 2 failures and 1 success. So,
there's a lot of potluck behind it, but there is a lot of trying to figure out what people really want. And like, what's happened for me and what's my success is that I found a niche in the market, and that was talking to the bored broke teenagers. For a long time I was trying to talk to women my age who had children my age to try and help them build their confidence. And women my age don't invest in themselves. They don't invest. They will walk over hot coals for anything to do with their children, but they won't put themselves first.
Why?
So I don't know. I don't know if it's a self-deprecating thing to do with Irish women in particular, but
I think it's worldwide.
I think we just put ourselves to the end of a very long list, and it doesn't sit right with people to put themselves first, because it seems selfish, but I believe that you need to be selfish because time spent on yourself is time well spent.
And everybody else blossoms out of it.
Exactly, yeah. If you're happy, it permeates through your personal life, your professional life, your family life. And I believe the real crux of happiness is to be actually happy in your own skin. And a lot of women are miserable in their own skin, and then it just permeates through to every other aspect of their life.
And a lot of men are also.
Yes.
Yeah. You did one of our favourite famous pivots as well, because you were in the movies.
Yeah, I really was like, my big thing was hair and makeup for film and theatre and bridal work also. And because COVID came and shut us all down, and then it reopened, but it didn't really reopen for that industry. So I was stuck at home, and I was talking to women. I was trying to teach them hair and makeup from the comfort of my own home to the comfort of their own home, and teach them about Zoom styling and getting confident on camera. I wrote a book called Salon Style at Home. It's still there. It's on Amazon. It's self-published. And then I became part of this group called Maz on a Rant on Facebook. There's like 47,000 women on it. And it was
Maz
on a Rant.
As in mammies.
As in mammies, yeah. Like, it was created by one of my ex-students, and she asked me to come on as an administrator. And I used that platform to really help the women who were really marginalised and completely forgotten about. And I would run live online classes, and they would log on. And then I did free SFX classes to teach them how to do their kids' makeup at Halloween.
Special effects.
Special effects makeup, yeah. So at Halloween, like with using PVA glue and tissue paper and coffee granules, so they didn't have to go out and buy expensive makeup products. And that went really well. And the Herald got behind me, and they advertised it for me for free, and that was really good. So I got a lot of people logging in, and then I had a lot of women asking me how I could teach their children. And then that's where the pivot came. And born of that was Beauty Business in a Box, where I give them all of the practical skills, all of the kit to go along with it. But then I also teach them about starting their business and building their business and scaling their business.
Which is the perfect segue into another thing you want to talk about, networking.
Networking, yes.
Because you are now the boss of bosses of networking in Dublin. Explain.
Okay, so I never understood the power of networking. I did know that you needed to know. And in Ireland, there's it's not what you know, it's who you know. And it is a lot of that. And I became involved in networking because, as I said, I'm from Dublin 7. I don't have the typical D4 accent or anything like that. And I felt that it was stopping me from moving forward. So I joined up with Network to try and build my personal confidence.
But hang on a second now, that's a bit of a jump.
Yeah.
You joined up with because... Like, where did you get the idea? Who said to you, oh, here's the way to do it?
I just seen something online, and that was it. I had been on some trainings, and I'd heard about Toastmasters and stuff like that. And I just didn't understand that there was women out there that had businesses that could help each other grow and nurture themselves and build confidence and have ideas that you could bounce off of people. And 2 years ago I joined, and I don't know how I became vice president, but that just happened overnight, and now I'm president. And so it's...
You know that you always give the busy person the job because it'll get done.
It gets done, yeah, and I do
and
get done.
Like, I mean, I only read out half of your things that you get up to there.
Yeah, I don't stop. Like, I really do get stuff done. And I think that the fact behind it is I really want to help people be the best that they can be. And in doing that, I make myself the best that I can be.
So sell me your network.
Okay, so Network Dublin, it's...
It's Network Ireland, isn't it?
Yes, it's Network Ireland, and I'm the president of the Dublin branch. And so we at the moment have 60 members. My goal is to have 120 by the end of the year. I've partnered with Ronald McDonald House as the charity partner because I've been working with them, volunteering, doing some work for the women in there, doing facials and nails and stuff.
Because you're not busy at the other things.
No, I'm busy in that. And basically, I want to really get some money for them also. And I want to help the women that are within the network to grow their businesses instead of having an expensive hobby, to have an actual scalable, sustainable business. Because I had an expensive hobby for years, and I understand like all that money that comes in, and like what I was talking about, teaching the teenagers, understanding that that has a cost and it's not actually your money, it's the company's money. And so...
And the VAT man and the tax man.
And the accountants, and they all have to get paid, and you also have to get paid. And so that's what I really want to help these women in the network do, and I want them to have community over competition. So there is like...
so is that your catchline? Community
over competition.
That's a nice line.
Yeah, I want everybody to come together as a community and support each other and build each other up and not be in competition with each other.
And as we frequently say on That Great Business Show, is that the business community doesn't. They help each other. They're not against each other, so long as you're not trying to eat the other person's lunch.
Yes.
There is a lovely camaraderie.
That's it. And that's what Network Ireland has, is a lovely camaraderie.
Give me the sales pitch as to why any woman, because it is women that you're looking for in the Network International.
Yes, it is women, yes.
Yeah. So what's the pitch for them? I said Network International, it's Network Ireland, but I presume does it belong to a Network International grouping? Or
Network Ireland is the group, and we're backed by AIB. So AIB is our main sponsor. And
better give them a big shout out.
We better give them a massive shout out.
Are you backed by AIB?
Backed by AIB.
That's
Network Ireland
bank.
is backed by AIB. And we have AIB liaisons in every branch, and I'm lucky enough to have 2 really brilliant liaisons, and AIB give us
give them
support.
A shout out. They love you even more.
Yes, absolutely. And their Molesworth Street offices where they allow us to have our big events, and it's
That's
absolutely
a new one. It's beautiful.
stunning.
Yeah,
it's stunning. And so they support us, and within the network, what my role is to do is bring in women in business to inspire and motivate our members to be the best that they can be, and give them inspiration and show them what's attainable for them if they follow the steps, and if they do, and if the hand will come down the ladder and help them up the ladder if they want it. And so at our meetings, we have really brilliant speakers. Shout out to Nora Casey. I've asked her to come on and talk to us and inspire us. And if she would do that, it would be absolutely incredible. But it's women like the Nora Caseys of the world and the Joanne Hessians of the world and Amy Connolly's of the world, all Irish entrepreneurs that will come in and speak to our members and inspire them and motivate them to do really well professionally and personally.
And to talk to those people who might be thinking of coming in, what kind of people have you already got? Who are amongst the 60? What kind of businesses are they big?
It's
or
a
small,
massive
or
wide
teeny?
range, and some of them actually work for businesses. So like we've got women who work in Meta, we've got women who work in PricewaterhouseCoopers.
So it's not about, you don't have to be an entrepreneur.
No, they don't have to be an entrepreneur. So they can be a woman who is in a business, own their own business, or not even be working, and they just want to come and network with other women and be inspired to be the best version of them.
And what's the commitment? Once a month? Or?
So we have in-person events once a month. We have a monthly coffee catch-up. And this year I am bringing on board the Boards You Can't Afford, where I'm going to put 5 women in a group where they'll be there, a mastermind for each other. They'll come and they'll meet once a month, and they'll brainstorm ideas for problems in their businesses or problems in their business life. And then they each pick a solution. They pick one solution, they work on that, and come back the next month and hold each other accountable. And
just to remind people, you do this because you like doing this. Nobody's paying you to do this.
No, it's completely voluntary.
Which is fantastic.
Yeah.
One other woman that you have got to have on is Paula Fitzsimons. I don't know whether you know Paula, but Paula does the Going for Growth program.
Oh
and,
my God, I would
Acorn,
love to have her on, yeah.
She is a huge supporter of this podcast, and she is just incredible. And she has been incredible for women in business, particularly.
So, some of our past members, like Chupi, has gone through the...
Chupi is great, yeah.
She's gone through the Going for Growth program, and now she's a mentor on it. And Una O'Hagan has come on as a sponsor to Network Ireland this year as well. And like, I would love to get in a room with Una O'Hagan and Paula Fitzsimons and Chupi and just like get inside their brains and figure out what it is that makes them tick, because those women are incredible.
We ask one final question of our lovely guests, and that is, who would Sarah Naylor hire in a heartbeat?
Nora Casey.
That's a good question. And it's a given as well. She, and I think I was saying this to you, that I was MC at an event where she was speaking, most inspiring. And kind of, I wasn't expecting it to be so, maybe I shouldn't say this, but so good. She was superb.
Yeah.
So I would recommend her to anybody who's looking for a keynote speaker. So there you go.
Thank you.
Fantastic.
Hopefully
Anybody who wants
yes
to
to
get you and the box, Where will they find you? And your box?
If you find me on Sarah Naylor Academy,
Naylor.
Yeah. I'll help you nail it in the hair and beauty industry.
And if anybody wants to find you on the network?
It's Sarah Naylor, or on LinkedIn, Sarah Naylor McNamee.
But is there a Network Ireland?
Oh, set in Network Ireland, and it'll be / Dublin.
And that's where you go.
Yeah, exactly.
And say That Great Business Show sent you.
Thank you, Conal. I really appreciate it.
Sarah Naylor, thank you so much for joining us on That Great Business Show.
Want to increase sales, reduce overheads, and provide customers with a better service? Then use Big Red Web, the easiest way to develop and maintain your website. It gives you powerful business reporting, digital marketing, and automatically integrates with the award-winning Big Red cloud accounting software. It's a game changer for SME businesses. It's so good, the government gives you a €2,500 grant towards it. Big Red Web, e-commerce made simple. BigRedCloud.com/web.
De facto shaving oil, made only from natural oils. Nothing nasty on your skin.
This interview was first posted on episode 123 of That Great Business Show. Make sure to share it with any young woman or man you know. For more great business insights, listen to the entire back catalogue of